Alright. Wow, that's a great way to start this. So it's pretty early. It's like 7:45. Um, I recorded a video yesterday, but I got a little emotional. It was kind of an off day for me yesterday. So I decided not to post it. I thought I was going to just like say fuck it and just post it anyways, but I decided against it because that wasn't what I wanted out there. I think I just wanted to vent. So my video yesterday was sort of just like saying that I haven't posted in a while because I've been kind of depressed and emotional and insecure and kind of just going through the motions. This year's been rough. It's been rough for everyone, I'm sure. Sorry, guys. It's been rough for everyone. And this year for me was very emotionally awakening. There was a lot of things that I realized that I had learned as a child and like an adolescent. And so I'm trying to unlearn those toxic behaviors and patterns that, I was taught. And I'm a very self-loathing kind of person. So instead of blaming everyone else and like blaming my parents and blaming everyone who raised me for those problems, I've just been hating myself and blaming myself for a lot of them, for not realizing them sooner or for continuing to learn bad behaviors or, just silly little things that I'm upset with myself about. And sometimes it's hard for me to give myself a break because I forget pretty often that I'm only 23 and that everyone goes through this and that I'm not the only one, and that what I've learned is not necessarily that toxic. I mean, it is. It for sure is, and it definitely takes a toll on my relationship and me as a parent and my family, but it could be worse. And I'm not saying that just because it could be worse means it's insignificant, because I'm definitely not like that. Like, things could be worse. It could have been better, but doesn't mean that it's not important. And so yesterday my video was just, kind of explaining that you might feel really shitty about yourself and you might feel insecure, but you just have to give yourself a little bit of a break sometimes. And if you're with someone and you're always comparing yourself to the people that they're friends with, you have to remind yourself that they picked you for a reason and that you might not feel like you're the best option, but they think that you're the best option. And I definitely struggle with this myself, especially recently because I have gained a lot of weight, which is really hard for me because in 2018 I lost a lot of weight after I had my son, like pretty quickly. And then at the beginning of this year, I was very active, and I was counting all my calories. I was fasting. I was working out every single day. I was doing a lot to make sure that I stayed healthy at the beginning of this year, especially during the beginning of quarantine, because what else was I supposed to do, And then within the last few months, I've kind of just given up because I've gotten really sad and really depressed, and like I've been focusing more on my mental health and my emotional health and stability and my emotional growth rather than what I look like physically. So it's been kind of hard for me, and a lot of people who are around me often say that it doesn't look like I've gained weight, which is very possible because all of my weight usually goes like straight to my thighs and my lower half, my thighs, my butt, my lower belly. So the top half of me doesn't really get too big, and I wear stretchy pants, so you can't really tell, but I can feel it, and then like I can also see it in my face. And so it takes a toll on me, and I'm all for like body positivity and like appreciating that you're a big girl or a skinny girl, and you're your weight does not determine your worth, right? And I preach all of this stuff, but my weight definitely affects my self-worth, and it definitely affects how I feel about myself. So I'm just now starting to get back on track, because I know that when I'm feeling better and when I'm eating better and I'm working out, I feel better as a person. So I'm trying to get back into it. School is kind of like on a break right now, so I don't have any classes or homework to worry about. I'm just trying to get my brain back to where it needs to be. I also think a lot of it had to do, I started a psychology class, and I mean, I'm not saying I'm an expert, okay, but when I learned a lot of the things that I learned, and I'm trying to be a substance abuse counselor because addiction runs in my family, and I learned a lot. I learned that like a lot of things that I was taught were not necessarily okay, but my parents were doing drugs, and sometimes that happens, and it's okay, and I definitely don't blame them for anything. They did what they could. So I'm just, I'm learning a lot about myself, and I don't have a therapist. I don't have anyone to really talk to. So it's just me working on it myself, and that can be a little overwhelming. So I haven't posted anything. I've been feeling really shitty about myself. I've been really depressed. This year was a lot for everyone, I'm sure. I am one of those people that when I'm depressed or anxious, I express that with like anger, and I'm still trying to work through that and figure out why I do that. It's definitely not healthy to do that. So trying to figure out why I'm like this, and why it's expressing itself like that. Yesterday, after my video of me crying and being upset, I did cry a little bit more. Posted on my Snapchat and stuff that like my video turned into this big emotional mess, and I had a couple people like check in on me. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. I definitely appreciate you guys checking. It's definitely nice to know that I have friends that care, and they're usually the same friends that just like keep checking on me, because this year has been rough, and I'm very open about the way that I feel and my emotions. And I mean, that might not necessarily be a good thing to just like constantly post like, oh, this is what I'm feeling, or I've had a rough blah blah blah, but that's just how I am. I just am very open about the way that I feel and the way that I process things, because I feel like if I'm feeling this way and if I'm processing it like this, there has to be someone else who's doing it. And if I can help them, I'm going to try and help them. And that's just how I am. That's just how I've always been. So, sorry, I keep pushing my glasses up. They keep falling. So that's just kind of what happened yesterday. So I thought I would make a new video to post. I do have it set up on my laptop, but sometimes the phone is better, and like the angles on the phone sometimes are better. I know that they're shaking, but sometimes this just makes me look better. And then it's sideways, so you guys get to see my background, my Clint Eastwood picture my husband picked out, my messy bed, because like I said, it's 7:54 now, but it was 7:40 in the morning, and I don't work until 7:30, and we wake up about 6:30 and get the kids ready and get everything set. So I haven't even drank my coffee yet, which I need to function. Yesterday I didn't have coffee until like 9:30. What a rough morning. So I just wanted to do a short little video just kind of explaining that, yesterday I did try to make a video and it didn't really work out too well for me because I was emotional. Today I feel a lot better. I think I just needed to cry. I think I just needed to allow myself to feel those emotions, for sure. And I just wanted, to explain that everyone's insecure and everyone has jealousy, and it's really important to remember that your partner picked you for a reason, and that if you are single right now, like, that's okay too, and that's a good time to really focus on you and be content with being alone, because being alone is really important, and it's really important to learn how to be okay being alone. And when I was single and before Dominic and I got together, I loved being alone. And now that we are together, I have moments where I just really, really appreciate my alone time, because I just enjoy being alone so much. And I mean, obviously there's times where I just want him around, and I have a toddler, so I don't get a whole lot of privacy. But I definitely appreciate being alone. So if you're single, definitely learn how to appreciate to be alone. And if you're with someone, just remember, like, don't compare yourself to any of their friends. They picked you for a reason. There might be people out there that are waiting in line. They keep watching, and they check your Facebook and your social medias and his social medias, or her, whatever her social medias, and they are just waiting. They're waiting for everything to fall apart. They're in line. They're waiting to come in and swoop up all the pieces, because I'm an optimistic person, but I'm realistic. Okay, there's people who are like that, and so you might not never know who those people are, but just remember that, like, there might be someone out there that's like that, but your partner picked you for a reason. And especially if you're married or you've been with that person for a really long time, they picked you for a reason. You're with them still for a reason. And you might not feel super hot or like you're the best option, and that, like, all these people are just waiting for the relationship to fall apart, but you're amazing, and they know that, and they picked you for that. So just try not to be so hard on yourself. It's really something I have to learn too, to just not be so hard on myself. Like, it's okay. Like, things are okay. It's okay to mess up, and it's okay to feel insecure, but it doesn't really determine my worth, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to get at. Just remember that you're important, and you were picked for a reason. Fuck what everyone else says. And you should do whatever you want. And I'm just going to quote Lizzo here, okay? Because I love her. You can do whatever you want with your body, okay? Big girls can do whatever they want with their body. And I'm just going to say skinny girls can do whatever they want with their bodies. And you can feel however you want to feel. And the only way to feel better, in my opinion, is to allow yourself to feel emotions. So definitely let yourself run that course. Definitely let yourself feel those emotions and feel those things, so that way you can know how to process them. It's important to know how to process your emotions. And we've never been this age before, and it's like being a teenager. Like, you've never been 15 before, but now that you've been 15, you're like, oh yeah, now I know how to handle that. And I've never been 23 before. You've never been whatever age you're at before. So it's okay to not really know how to react to certain things and how to handle certain things that you've never had to experience before. So when you allow yourself to experience and feel those things, you have that knowledge to be able to process those things in the future if they occur again, and you have some sort of building blocks to build upon when more complicated things happen in your life. So just allow yourself to feel those things and experience things, so that way you know and you have something to build on. And just remember that, you know, it's okay to be not okay, you know? And it's okay if you feel insecure, but try not to let it really affect your relationship. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, okay? I'm not, because I really have to work on that. I am a very, very insecure person. And if you're on any of my social medias and you constantly see me like posting very cocky things, like recently, like a lot of my pictures have been very cocky. Like I caught a cold on Friday, so I took a picture that was like, I think I caught a cold, but which is weird because I'm the reason it's so hot outside. And a lot of people are probably confused because it's snowing in places. It's 70 degrees here in Havasu. It's 72 or something today. Like that's our high. So I just need you to know that. That's the reason that I posted it, because it was hot as fuck on Friday. And and what was I getting at? Oh, I'm very insecure, but I post a lot of cocky things because I believe in affirmations, like self-affirmations. If you follow me on social media, you see a lot of my self-affirmations. I believe if you tell yourself those things every single day, that you'll eventually believe them. So a lot of my confidence that I do have on good days is built from those self-affirmations. And so when I'm having a bad day, when I'm feeling insecure, I post those kinds of things and I tell myself those kinds of things because I think it's going to make me feel better. And sometimes it does. Sometimes like I post those pictures because I need my friends to tell me I'm cute, which everyone enjoys being told they're cute. So don't fucking sit there and judge me, okay? So, you know, it's, if you have a great self-esteem and like you're super confident, that's awesome. Good for you. Tell me your secrets. But I don't. You know, I have good days and I have bad days, and I'm allowed to have those. Everyone's allowed to have those, okay? So, you know, everyone's allowed to have that. And I have to answer my phone now. So I think I'm going to end this video. But just remember, you're important, and your partner picked you for a reason.